Britain is almost at the bottom of the European league table when it comes to how much we recycle and how much we dump into landfills. Only Greece and Portugal are worse than us. Well, Giles Dilnot has been to Leicester to see how things might be if the government, both locally and nationally, thought a little bit out of the box.
This waste plant in Leicester deals with just about every piece of rubbish produced in the city, 400 tonnes a day. But it is much more than that. This plant could be the secret to the future of waste in this country. Because what we're talking about here is a waste factory, not a waste treatment plant, using new technologies, revolutionary ideas that could completely change the way we see what we throw away. The trouble is, the government haven't quite got with the plan.
First, though, how it works. Provide people and businesses with the tools and incentives, and they'll sort the rubbish for you. The rest is collected, and 75% of what used to go into landfill is what they call homogenised.
What we're looking at here is the ball mill, which has been adapted from coal technology, but is the first time in the UK it's been used for waste. What it is effectively 7,000 of these 8-kilogram balls pounding the hell out of the rubbish inside. So much so that in 2 to 3 weeks they end up this size. Not surprising, really, when you hear that they can strip a car engine in seconds.
The resultant mix is separated into two.
Now, this is one of the byproducts of this plant, and it's called flock. And interestingly, it has the same calorific value, that is the burn energy, of coal. Now, at the moment, it's just being chucked into cement kilns, but it could be used in the future for energy production.
The second stream is sieved, demetalled with magnets, washed and pumped to the bug farm. Tanks with trillions of microorganisms who over 3 weeks eat 35,000 tonnes of waste, leaving a cake, which is used as soil conditioner, and methane, which is burned in generators that power the grid for around 1,500 homes. So from what you've seen, you'd think the UK was a waste world leader. Sadly, that's a load of old... well, you get the idea.
We're about 10 years behind the rest of Europe because we, as Brits, haven't developed the intellectual capacity to manufacture and design this stuff. So we're having to buy it in from Europe due to their tighter environmental regime over a longer period.
Whose fault is that?
Well, ultimately, of course, this is major infrastructure investment, and it goes back to the door of government. Government has to create the right investment framework. We're not running a charity. We've got to make this transition from archaeological storage, called landfill, but now is the time to act. We should have been building plants like this 10 years ago. We are dealing with 40 million tonnes of scrap carbon in the economy, but we're a very, very small part of the total public spend, and we're off the radar for many government departments.
When it comes to the environment and carbon economy, do we actually know what's going on?
We haven't got really anything other than a feeling in various people's waters about where stuff is going in, where it's being processed and how it's coming out. And until we get a national approach to some form of data capture, we're not really going to get sound policy.